be the change. If you are one of those people who feel like you did everything that society wanted you to, or everything that your parents wanted you to, or everything that your peers wanted you to, and you did all of that, and here you are hopping around on planet Earth, still not feeling it, well, then maybe this message is for you. If you're one of those people who would like to change it, so that you could find your place in your own world in a good way, happy way, content way, confident way, comfortable way, adventurous way, then maybe there is something here that you can relate to. To me, life is all about growth. Like, I've been to the deepest deep, and I've been forced to go within and to figure out what's going on within. I was forced to do it. You're not forced to do it, but you can do it. And that's the beauty. Like, you can do it. And within, that's where you're going to find all the answers that are right for you. And so going within is easy too. It's easy and it's free. So everybody should do it. Because when you go within, you just have to close your eyes and be still for a little bit, which can be in this microwave society with everything instant. Going within can be very difficult to find some kind of center and some kind of peace in all this chaos around us. We are going to start with a little overall message here today. Great, great spirit. I am so grateful for the celestial support. I am so grateful for the ability to be a human being on planet Earth and to have complete faith in the unfolding, to have a complete faith in something greater than myself. I am so glad that I can sit here and have complete faith in something greater than myself and walk in faith and walk and do the right things, because it is leading me to everything that I need and everything that I want to achieve in my life. And if I can do it, so can you. And faith has nothing to do with being religious in an ideology way. And when I say ideology way, I mean to have faith in your mind. Oh, I'm very faithful. I have all the verses memorized, and I know everything to say, and I know all the stories, and I know all the names. Okay, good for you. How about, how do you feel when things happen? Like, do you actually feel compassion for the people who don't have anything? Or do you do it because in your head, it's saying something that you're about, like, that's what you're supposed to do? Or do you actually feel those feelings of giving, of compassion, of thankfulness, of gratitude? Because if you cannot muster up the feelings, it's just words. And the internal work is everything. Live playfully and with a light heart. Live playfully and with a light heart. Live playfully and with a light heart. Listen to the voice of your inner child. So someone is showing up as perhaps you put in like a lot of energy into something in your life. You've been planning it, you've been working on it, you've been doing it for a long time, planning on these things, and you still don't see it coming to fruition. And so there's gonna be a lot of choices that presents itself. You cannot really see everything. So the people on this card is upside down. The people on this card is reversed, and there's a older character and a younger character. And sometimes the powers that be can be the older character. Sometimes we, with not the knowledge, can be the younger character. And so when this is flipped around, then there might be someone trying to influence you in a world view, how you are supposed to see the world. Someone around you, it could be an institution, it can be a corporation, It can be family institution. It can be any kind of place where there is some kind of power. And this kind of power is trying to make you see the world in their way. So they want you to see it the way they see it. And they say that you cannot see it because you can't see it. Like your eyes aren't open. And on both of the next cards that you're showing up with is a lot of choices, which there always is going to be a lot of choices, and the Two of Swords. And sometimes we think we see everything too. Like we think that we have all the answers. We think that we can see everything going on. And then we forget that people are very masterful sometimes at deceit. People are very masterful at manipulation. They've been doing it for years. They don't know who they are. So they can just translate themselves into any kind of situation. And their true colors are never being shown because they don't really know their true colors. And sometimes those people are around us. Sometimes we have to just be very discerning. Be very discerning. And even with your eyes closed, like we just started this reading with like closing your eyes and going within. And if you do that, like you're not going to get tricked by all the glitter and the gold and all these things that people be holding up, the little carrots. Ooh, I have a carrot over here for you. Like, come run this way. Oh, I got another carrot for you. I'm going to give you a slap on the back because you didn't do what I wanted you to do. Sometimes that's how people want to train you. Train you to do this and train you to do that. I mean, if you have good internal GPS and if you have good internal connection, you don't need to walk around and train people like a dog. Like, you don't need to do that. They can think for themselves, they can feel for themselves, and they can be for themselves. And they have to figure it out too. It's not your job to go in there and teach them or train them or whatever. And so keeping your eyes closed can be very smart because you're going to close out all the things that you don't need. And the manipulations often come in like, what is that this person, what is it that you want most of all? Okay, I'm going to have you tell me your secrets. I'm going to have you tell me everything you like. And I'm going to have you tell me everything you dislike. And now I'm going to use all that information to put carrots over here and the stick over there. And we're going to have you walk nicely in this direction. And so if you close that off and you just put your blindfold on and then you go within and you be like, hey heart, hey God, hey spirit, hey consciousness, hey presence, hello moment, hello the power of now. Here I am, human. How do I feel about these things? Where do I feel drawn to? And it might not be what the institution wants you to do. It might not be what they want you to do. It might not be what the bling over there thinks that you need. Or it might not be what the new thing over there thinks that you need. Or it might not be what that perfect manipulative karmic person over there thinks that you need. It might not be any of those things. It might just be, and only you would know. And if you keep it to yourself and you work in silence on these things, all these people around there that want to have their influence on you or do whatever, they won't have the power over you. Because then also if you every so often just give out a little bit of misleading information, you can see who takes the bait and what they come back with. And then you can know what they're up to. And so also making the choices, sometimes the obvious choices that people do present to you, there might be a different solution that you haven't seen yet. There might be a different way that hasn't shown its face yet. So sometimes we as humans, we just have to be still, especially if there's a lot of demands going on. There's a lot of people, places, or things that want your attention. And if that's going on, then you have to just figure out a way. All you need is a little cushion or a little space in your room or whatever, where you can quiet yourself down. Quiet down and allow yourself to listen to that tiny whisper in your soul. It's not going to be loud. It's not going to come from out there. It's going to come from it's arising from within. And then have faith and pray about it, like presence, God, consciousness, higher power, whatever you want to call it. Like, what is the best way for me to move forward? Where can I utilize my strengths, my assets, my gifts? Where can I utilize it the most? Where do you need me to be the most to make a difference in this world, or to have an impact on whatever. And so someone's shown up with a lot of powerful things going on around you, and it can be scary, and it can be intimidating to be put in the middle and to having to sit through these things. But I find in life that even the hardest situations, if you wait it out, or you just let it show its face and you just be still and observe, it will show its face, and you don't have to go down the rabbit holes all the time. It takes a lot of time and energy to be in the rabbit holes, which it can be fun sometimes, gives you an extra adventure in life, but it also takes time. If you have time to do it, then it's okay. But if you don't, then it's good to just find your path and find your way, so you don't have to waste any more time or create any more karma, or create any more things that are might come and bite you. So living playfully and with a light heart, and listen to the voice of the inner child. Is there anything that your inner child wanted to do? This might be what this choice is about. Like all your life, you've had these institutions, or the parents, or whoever, authorities, looking over you, telling you what to do, who you're supposed to be, how you're supposed to feel, what you're supposed to say, and where you're supposed to go, and how you're supposed to take care of them. And so if you had this your whole life, you might have to just go back and reconnect with the child that once upon a time had its own dreams, had its own adventure experience of the world, and go back and find that little voice within, so that you can re-energize and reintroduce yourself with your childlike self, with fun and having fun with life. And in your current situation, you are manifesting things. You are manifesting things, and you are manifesting things nicely. So let's see what Esther and Abraham Hicks is saying. In the same way that you did not develop your resistant patterns all at once, you will not release them all at once. This is important because it holds patience and it can take some time, but you will release them process by process, game by game. We use the word game interchangeably with process. And day by day, you will gradually but steadily return to being a person who allows your own natural well-being to flow to you. So, being the magician, releasing those resistant patterns. You can have game with it, like live playfully, like the resistant, like the patterns, all the resistance. Okay, I'm feeling resistance here. Okay, I'm not going to look at it as something negative. I'm not going to look at it as something that I need to stop because it's wrong. Now I'm doing something wrong. Now my little voice in my head is going to judge me all day because I did something wrong and I didn't do it right. And so play a game with it. Find the little child within, and the child within will be like, you know, way back when I didn't even consider this to be a problem. I didn't even consider it to be anything at all. And so perhaps I can find that playful, lighthearted way to look at it, and so that I can keep manifesting things. And whatever it is that you want in your life, and I'm going to say this because it's important, and it's be aware of what you wish for. Be aware of what you wish for, because your thoughts, they may just come true, you know. And this is about like closing your eyes and be aware of what you are wishing for, because sometimes all these thoughts are just going through our heads and we don't even notice them. This is why it's so important to sit down and close your eyes and get familiarized with what kind of thinking do you got going on, what kind of emotions do you have going on, because these emotions and these thoughts that are coming out of you is going to be your points of attraction. So whatever that looks like for you, this is what you're going to be attracting into your life. So this is why it's so worth your time and your energy and effort to just sit down and familiarize yourself with what's going on, because you are manifesting. You're always manifesting into your life. And sometimes we see what we need to do, like with the choices that we have, we see what we need to do, and then we're scared, so we don't want to make the move. We don't want to change because it's going to be a big upheaval in our lives. And perhaps also we've been so used to living in our nightmarish way and the fear. And when the fear has been there for a while, like probably most of us don't even think that we have any fear. Like, oh no, I'm fine, I don't have any fear. Oh no, I'm not worried. No, I'm just thinking. I'm not worried. I'm just planning some things out. Oh no, I'm not worried. And so most of us, we don't even know it. But the awareness is the first step. And here is also something about like not putting all of your faith in other people and authorities just because they say they know everything. They don't. Like, nobody knows everything. We're just little humans hopping around here on planet Earth, trying our best. And that's good to know, because now you can start to, okay, if they're just humans, little humans hopping around on planet Earth too, with different clothes or different titles or different robes or whatever on them, that's okay. And here you are, you have your clothes, you have your robes, and you have your titles, and that's okay. So we're just people hopping around here on planet Earth. And to find more faith in what you cannot see, but you can trust and you can have faith in the unseen, like the universe, God, like everything, like manifestations, the good energies. Like if you can put that into place, you can allow spirit, allow faith, have faith, have faith that it is going to be okay, and it will. And then you can walk your way out of the nightmares, little by slowly. And remember, it's a process. So if you make a decision today, I'm sick and tired of being nervous all the time. I'm sick and tired of being fearful all the time. And I'm sick and tired of it. I don't want to do it anymore. And so first step is to realize it. Like, you can sit there in a room, and if you sit there in a room and when you're fearful and scared and anxious, you are not going to be able to sit down for long. You're going to want to move around, and you're going to constantly be moving, and you can never find a resting place within yourself. You never sit down and just relax, because when you sit down, even if you sit down and you're at the beach watching the sunrise, your mind is going 1,000 miles per hour thinking about everything. And so that's not relaxing. That's stressful living. Like, that's very stressful living. I know, I've done it for years. And it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of time. And it's a bunch of wasted, because you can change that at any time, is what I've learned. You can change it at any time. And faith, having faith in something greater than us. If you put your faith in these people around here, like I've seen people do some horrible things. Like, people are capable of doing horrible things. And I know this firsthand. And so if you put your place and you put your trust in them, you have a problem. Then that's your problem. Like, this is why you're being so anxious. This is why you're being so fearful, because you never know what's going on behind the smiling, smug faces. You never know. And so you want to put in place your faith in something greater than us. Like, we're little humans here. I don't know how you want to explain it, how you want to find the connection within yourself. But to find that connection within yourself will alter and change everything. It will change everything, and your eyes will open. You will be able to see where to go. You will be able to know what choice to make. You will be able to know so many things. And also, the things that you manifest into your life are going to be beautiful things. Beautiful, beautiful things. Manifesting yourself to once you let go of the fear and the anxiety and the depression, the thinking about the past. Oh, I wish I'd done this. So maybe in the future, oh, I'm going to do that. It's going to be great. Oh no, my expectations, they blew to the wind. Oh no, I'm sad. I'm anxious. I'm this, I'm that. And so we all have this stuff going on in our minds. Finding the faith, allowing faith. Well, if you have faith, why would you be fearful? Like, why would you be fearful if you have 100% faith? And if you are not fearful, then you can rise up and be the person that you are supposed to be. Because fear is just like, when people are fearful, they're very easy to direct, they're very easy to manipulate, they're very easy to control. Fearful people are very easy to mold into any kind of way that you want. And fearful people, it's division. So if you place your faith in something greater than us, little humans, and the systems that we have created here, and you place your faith in something greater than that, it will change and alter everything. And as for shadow work, what you can focus on, if you relate to this message here today, what you can focus on is, because you have noticed that you are not like everyone else. You are not okay with running around being all these roles. You're not okay with running around, pretend that you feel a certain way to please whoever you're with. You're with a group of people. Now you're supposed to go there and you're supposed to act like those group of people do, and all do talk like these group of people do, and be like this group of people do. Like, because these people do, that's their identity. That's their identity. And then if you come in there, and so when you notice the difference, you're going to feel like you don't fit in with those saying and doing all the things that all those other people do. And so now you're going to feel left out in the cold, maybe because of that. Or perhaps you never fit in because you couldn't find that soul connection. You couldn't find that deep connection, the honesty, the authenticity, and the integrity in the other people. So now you're feeling left out in the cold. And maybe you are the one feeling unworthy of the company of the others. Whereas I would say, with all this going on and you being brave enough to do this little internal journey, now they are the ones that are being left out they're the ones left out in the cold from you. So that's how I would see it. So this is about worthiness. This is about taking back your personal power, your personal sense of feeling worthy, being worthy, and having a voice, and having a sense of belonging, having a sense of being who you're supposed to be, and doing that. This is about worthiness. This is about worthiness. This is about you are good enough. So if anything, write it down every day 10 times. I am worthy. I am good enough. I am beautiful. I am lovable. I am confident. I am content. I am whatever you want to put on your list that you want to be. Write that on your list and work on your shadow that way. And also the shadow is like noticing when like people do something or say something, and then all of a sudden they group together over there and they don't include you, and then you feel a sense of sadness and you take it upon yourself that, oh no, that was a proof I am not good enough. And then you go home, you feel sad, and then your day is not feeling so good. And then instead, and then you notice. First step is to notice it. And the noticing is the beautiful thing. What you are aware of, you can change it. Now you can be friendly with this emotion that popped up. Okay, so it makes me feel sadness when that happens. Okay, let me feel that sadness. I'm going to feel that sadness. I'm going to feel that sadness real good. And I'm going to sit here and be real sad for a little bit. And you close your eyes and you feel the sadness wherever it is sitting in your body, and you just feel it. And then you just allow it and accept it. Yeah, that did make me feel sad. And then now you can rewrite the story. You can rewrite the perspective that you had on that situation. Perhaps that was God directing you away from betrayal, jealousy, backstabbing. Most people out there are unconscious. And so if you are here, you are starting to wake up and you are starting to see things for what they really are. And it's going to change everything. But you are worthy. That is for sure. And to find that inner sunshine, the sadness, also since this is in the shadow work, like what we can do and the sun is showing up. I know for me, like the way I was hiding every ounce of depression that I have, every ounce of anxiety that I had, every ounce of everything that was going on inside, panicking, all that stuff. How I was dealing with that was to just portray a smiling face, laughing of everything. I didn't even know how to react in any other way. I was just laughing of everything. And so that can be a defense mechanism. I still do it sometimes. I am working on it. This is a way that I am working on my shadow, is that I don't have to laugh every time some people say something, or if I don't know what to say. It's not always funny, and it can be happen in so many ways, but I want to laugh and happiness when it actually is funny, like to be authentic, and so that I don't try and cover up how I really feel by doing something like that. So someone here might need to hear that today, because that's it's just about being authentic, and it's a good way. It's not the worst thing that you can do to cover up your shadow, to cover up what's going on inside, or to feel safe in situations. It's definitely not the worst thing that you can do, is to laugh it off, or just make a joke of it or something like that. But it is a mechanism of defense if it's not authentic. And so it could hinder you in deep connections. It can hinder you with allowing people to come in and see your vulnerabilities, allowing yourself to acknowledge your vulnerabilities foremost and most, something like that. So being authentic, and also shadow work. Okay, so once you have learned something, or once you figure out something, maybe have a little ceremony that you're closing out this cycle. This is not who you are anymore. It's okay. This is who you were, and you did all these things because they were good for you at the time. And you did all these things because life taught you that you would be keeping yourself more safe if you kept doing these things. And then with every kind of thing that we do to add something to feel safer or something like that, it usually always backfires after a while, because now you're in a different place, you're in a different age, you have more wisdom. Like I say, we're getting wiser. Like we're born, we don't know crap about hopping around on planet Earth, living our lives. Like, we're this big, we need someone else. Hopefully they learned something that they could teach us on how to live on this planet, and then we get wiser and wiser and wiser and wiser. Hopefully some people just stay the same, and then they die. Some people get wiser and wiser and wiser and wiser, and then they die. First group of people terrified at dying. Second group of people kind of relieved getting into the second to the next realm maybe. And so closing out the cycles is also something in the shadow work, that you take something that maybe have been bothering you for a long time, or something that has been with you for a long time, and you can take it, and then you can make a little ceremony. Perhaps you can write a letter to it, like saying goodbye to something in your life. Hello, grief. I am so glad that you showed me how much I cared for that person. And I'm so glad that you showed me how deep my emotions can be. And I'm so glad that you showed me how much I actually care as a human being, because I've been holding on to this grief for a long time. And now I want to allow the grief to show its face in tears. Maybe I need to scream a little bit. Maybe I need to hop up and down a little bit. Maybe my ass will be all puffy. But I choose to sit and say hello to the grief anyway. And so I'm going to close out this cycle. So this is my letter of closing this cycle out. And I appreciate everything that you did for me, grief. And thank you for that. And thank you, emotions, for showing me something real, something raw, and something beautiful with it. Because even grief, it's beautiful. It's caring and loving. And so closing out the cycles, though, is equally important. And you don't have to forget about it. You don't have to never think about it again, but you can make a little letter to it. Then maybe you can burn the letter or send it out in the ocean or whatever. Let it somehow just evaporate, so that you can close it out, and you can take the experience and you can put it in your mind, and you have your little experience box, closed out cycles in life, little box, and you put the experience in there and you put a lid on it, and then you can move on, doing the shadow work, doing the things that are going to help you grow. And by doing that, you might reverse these fools, because and so possible outcome. Okay, so maybe you don't want to go out on this new journey, or perhaps you don't want to do that. So if you do this, then you have a possible outcome as a new journey, a new beginning, a new adventure. And also, if by doing this, you also will have knowledge that goes beyond what the eyes can see. So the closed eyes, the moon, the hidden, you're closing your eyes. However you want to do that. However you choose to do that, you can just be still. Focus on the space around you. Focus on the space within yourself. And allow the hidden parts of yourself to come to the surface. When you do that, everything that you want to manifest with the magician here, everything that you are trying to manifest will all of a sudden take charge, And the things that you planted way back when, they're going to come out and they're going to be very fruitful. And it's going to be a beautiful journey. And it will only take flight if you choose to move with it. Empathy, having empathy for yourself, having empathy for others. I am open to seeing both sides of the situation. Both sides of a situation. It always takes two to tango. And the Wheel of Fortune. So, whatever didn't go in your, whatever you felt like didn't play out in your favor before, because you rely too much on outside sources, going within, being the magician, closing those eyes, learning to know yourself from within, being in the space. And you're creating some good karma. Good stuff. And the beautiful light in me, it honors, respects, and loves the same beautiful light in you. Until next time, namaste.